Chuni Goswami would have been the happiest person to watch the film Maidan, a film which has been made on 1962 Asian Games winning Indian football team and the legendary coach Syed Abdul Rahim. We all know Chunida scored that all important winning goal against South Vietnam in the semi-final. Had he not scored that goal, India wouldn't have made it to the final against South Korea, and the rest we all know is history. This is me, the basis for Revsportz, and I am right now at the residence of late Chuni Goswami. I am joined by none other than Chunida's wife Basanti Devi and his daughter-in-law Renu Goswami. Welcome, ma'am, to Revsportz. First up, what was the reaction watching the movie? Obviously, you were all there for the special screening. So, what was the initial reaction? How emotional was it for the family to watch a film being made on the 1962 Asian Games winning football team?
So before I go into the reaction, I think it was a very special gesture by the makers of the movie to invite, the family members to the special screening before the release. And obviously you used the right word, it was really emotional, sentimental, bringing back a lot of memories. But it was quite a mixed feeling, you were missing the real man for whom everything was being done and who's achieved it. We were all in reflected glory, but yes, it was a pretty proud moment for us as a family also. Thank you.
Ma'am, what was how emotional was it? Obviously, you are the better half of late Chunida, and who better than you to describe? Means obviously that moment when it came on the screen, how emotional was it for you?
I can't speak that moment. It is so emotional to me. I can't believe how possible for my husband to win that final at that moment.
Yeah. Ma'am, I would like to ask you, obviously, Chunida was one of the legendary footballers in the country. Obviously, it was the first film that is being made on Indian football. We have already seen numerous sports films, be it a Chak De India or a 1983, but this was first, and in fact that was the golden era in Indian football, 1952 to 1962. So how was it like when you first came to know about that a film is being made on Indian football, and that too 1962 Asian Games winning team, in which your father-in-law played an integral role? How was it? How was it like when you heard that?
So it's something good is that he knew about this movie being made, and if you watch the movie at the end, you can see him also, and that was special. Missing him was natural there, but it's a great thing, for the future generations, the next generations who are coming to get inspired, because it's been so many years back, and people forget. And it's great because we see a lot of movies, and again even the archival is pretty weak, for you don't get too many clippings, and we weren't in the social media age at that time. I wish we were. We would have had a lot more to look forward to, but this was really nice and a very well made movie. Of course there are a few cinematic liberties, and that goes without saying. It's a movie. But I think the entire thing, the look and feel, you felt you were sitting in a football stadium watching the match, and 3 hours just passed by. And, whenever, only one thing I just missed, because he was always a smiling man. You see any of his photographs at any age, that smile was very infectious, and he was very flamboyant, and that glamour. I think that could have been captured a little more. I know it was about Rahim Saheb, and looking forward, if any movie is made on him, I think we'll be able to see more of that.
Yeah. Taking a cue from your answer, obviously, ma'am, were you happy to see the guy who played the guy who portrayed Chunida in the film, means Amurtha Roy?
His face like him at that time. At that age, he was like him.
But there's a romantic story behind it. Obviously, when Chunida, and obviously your love story began in 1954, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
But what was that one thing? Obviously, before he left for Jakarta, what did he say? And obviously,
at that time he was very tensed and restless, and his he was confused. They can win or not. So I said him, you can, you must win. So lastly he said, pray for us, pray for us.
Obviously, Chunida's first meeting with Rahim Saheb means obviously he's a fatherly figure when it comes to Indian football means obviously, and it was he who made that all-conquering Indian football team in the 1960s. So when was his first meeting with Rahim Saheb, and how did he come across as a person? Obviously, we all know he was a very strict disciplinarian, but at the same time he also earned the respect and love of the players. So when was the first meeting of Chunida with Rahim Saheb?
That was 1956, before going Melbourne Olympic team. He was not selected. That coaching camp he was with Rahim Saheb first, I think.
It was Rahim Saheb who first selected him. That time he was
No, he was not selected in Melbourne Olympic.
no. He was selected for the Rome Olympics.
For
but then-
Rome Olympic.
Yes.
No, it was before Melbourne Olympic.
Okay.
He met Rahim Saheb first.
And how did he come across as a person? Obviously, there has been plenty of stories that he has shared with you. But how did he come across as a person, as a coach, as a human being? Because this film is all about Rahim Saheb.
He said Rahim Saab is a very good person. He was non-interfering, and every player was same to her, same to him, and he told my husband as Prince.
So he used to call him Prince.
Call him Prince.
And he's obviously, we all know, he's a princely figure. Means, as Renu ma'am just said, means obviously the glamour, the charisma, means we all know what means. He's someone who.
He said, "Abhi Prince aa gaya, sab problem solve."
Fantastic. Renu ma'am, I would just like to come to you. Obviously, can you just share us some anecdotes, some stories that is shared with you? Obviously, you have came into this family, and obviously he already won that. He was already a huge figure, means huge icon when it came to Indian football. So, any anecdotes or any stories from that 1962 Asian Games winning side?
So that time, I think one thing he spoke about Rahim Saheb very often and very fondly was that, at that time to keep two stars, P.K. Banerjee and him in the same room as partners and get that bonding happen. I think that was really, really thoughtful and very important decision that Rahim Saheb took. So he fondly called him Prince, and I think he had a nickname for P.K. Banerjee also. But to get them together and gel as a team and play for the country, I think, and that showed on the field also, the way they played together. They were all one. So everything, even if they had any kind of, not misunderstandings, I would say, but obviously in a team when you're two stars, but he got them together and got the best out of them, and that's what a coach is supposed to do.
And lastly, I would like to ask you both, what does Maidan means to Chuni Goswami's family?
It means the world, because I'm seeing this, a lot of people calling up, a lot of young mothers saying that we are taking our children to watch the movie. So I think it's going to be another era for football for India, not only for Bengal, but for Bengal it's really, really special. And we would like to take this opportunity to, thank Bonnie Kapoor ji to invest his hard-earned money and against all adversities, and a very, very special thanks to the director, Mr. Sharma. So we met them there and they were very warm and cordial, but to put your money and put your everything into it, and it showed in the movie. So a big thanks to them.
Ma'am, your what was your reaction to see a film?
Maidaan was his life at that time. morning to up to 9 o'clock, he was in Maidan. Maidan was his life.
That was beautifully said. Maidan was Chunida's life, and do watch Maidan to know more about Indian football, to know more about the glory of the 1962 Asian Games winning Indian football team, legendary coach Rahim Saheb, and obviously Chuni Goswami. So keep watching Revsportz to get all the updates throughout the world of sports. This is me, Devgan, signing out for Revsportz. Keep watching.